Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video, welcome to the new video. Disclaimer: none of the event mentioned are true, no idol is being harmed in the video, and any idol doesn't have end up in negative roles. So don't spread hate. This is a true fictional story related to author imagination. Don't forget to comment down. Let's start the video. The sky was point painted with shades of gold and pink as the sun dipped beneath the horizon, casting a warm glow over the sprawling Gion state. The same place that had once felt like a prison to Minnie now seemed strongly quiet, peaceful, yet heavy with memories of pain. The marble floors have witnessed her silent tears. The long corridors had echoed with unspoken words, and now, after all the storms that had passed, everything felt still, almost as if the universe itself was holding its breath for what was about to happen. Minnie sat by the window of her room, her hands clasped around a small cup of tea that had long gone cold. The wind blew softly against her face, moving strands of her hair across her eyes. It had been days since she would seen Jungkook, not since the night Hanya's deceit had beneath uncovered. He had gone after her then, searching every corner of the city when he realized what he had done. But Minnie had not been ready to face him. She had asked for space, not of anger, but because her heart needed to heal. She had loved Jungkook in silence for so long, though cruelty and distance. The moment with her name was spoken like a burden rather than a blessing. And now, knowing he had finally seen the truth, she didn't know how to face him. What could she even say? I forgive you. I still love you. Those words felt too simple of the depth of her wounds. Downstairs, Jungkook stood at the entrance of the same house where everything had begun. The wedding that wasn't meant to be his marriage. He had entered with bitterness. His hands were trembling slightly as he had held a bouquet of white lilies, her favorite flowers. He had practiced what he wanted to say dozen of times on the way here. But now, standing at the door, every word vanished. His chest tightened as he thought of the countless moments he had hurt her. His cruel tone, his cold silences, his blind trust in lies. He took a deep breath and stepped inside. Each step he took felt heavy, echoing with regret. Memories flashed before his eyes. Minnie waiting for him at dinner. Her small, hopeful smile when he would walk in late. Her trembling hands when she would offer to help him with his tie before business event. Her soft voice whispering good night even when he would ignore her. completely. He had crushed something so pure, and yet she had never turned bitter. Their realization was what broke him most of all. He reached her door and paused, knocking softly. Minnie, his voice was low, careful, almost hesitant. There was silence for a moment before she answered. You can come in. And he opened the door. He saw her sitting by the window. The golden light touched her face, making her look like something out of a dream. Fragile, serene, but distant. She turned her head slightly, meeting his gaze, and for a heartbeat, neither of them spoke. It was strange how two people who had once lived under the same roof could suddenly feel like strangers. Minnie, Jungkook said finally, stepping close. I know I have no right to be here, not for everything I have done, but I couldn't stay away. She didn't respond, only watched him quietly. He placed the bouquet of lilies on the table beside her, the faint fragrance filling the air. I know I am late. He continued softly, his voice breaking. Late in understanding you, late in believing you, late in loving the way you deserve. Her fingers tightened around the cup. Jungkook, she whispered, you don't have to say this. Yes, I do. He dropped to his knees before her, his eyes filled with raw emotion. I was blind, Minnie. I let my anger, my pride, and my past control me. I believed the rest about you because I couldn't forgive Hannah and myself. And in punishing her, I punished you. I made you live in a home where you were treated like a shadow, when all you ever did was try to bring light into my life. Minnie's eyes filled with tears, her heart twisting painfully. Do you know what hurt the most? She asked softly. It wasn't your anger, it was that I kept hoping that one day you would look at me and really see me. But you never did. Jungkook's throat tightened. I see you now, he said. And I don't just see you. I love you, Minnie. I love you in a way I never thought I could love anymore. Anyone. It's not sudden. It's been growing inside me, quietly, painfully. Every time you smiled despite my cruelty, every time you defended me when I didn't deserve it, I didn't expect you to forgive me easily, but please, let me try. Let me make it right. The tears she had been holding back finally spilled down her cheeks. For a long time, she had dreamed of hearing those words. Yet now that they were real, they hurt because they carried the weight of all the years they could never get back. I don't know if I can forget, she admitted honestly. You broke something inside me, Jungkook. Every time I tried to reach out, you pushed me away. Every time I tried to love you, you reminded me that I wasn't her. I spent night wondering what I had done wrong. Jungkook gently reached for her hand, his voice trembling. You did nothing wrong. It was me. I was a coward who couldn't let go of the past. But I swear to you, Minnie, if you give me even one chance, I will spend the rest of my life proving that you are the only woman I could ever love. For a moment, neither spoke. The only sound was the faint rustle of the curtains and the beating of two hearts trying to find their rhythm again. Finally, Minnie looked into his eyes, seeing sincerity there, real, painful sincerity. The man who had once been full of arrogance now looked broken, human, and repentant. Slowly, she placed her hand over his. I believe you, she whispered, but love isn't about words, Jungkook. It's about actions. I want to believe we can start over, but I need to see it. I need time. He nodded, really flooding his expression. You will have it. I will wait for as long as it takes. From that day onward, Jungkook changed, not overnight, but in quiet, consistent way. He began spending time with her, not out of duty, but out of genuine desire. He joined her for breakfast, asked about her day, listened when she spoke. He started taking interest in the small things. How she liked her tea with extra honey, how she hummed softly when she did, how she tended the garden every morning, even when no one noticed. The servants whispered about the change, the way Jungkook gazed followed Minnie with unguarded affection, the way his once cold tone had softened. His parents, who had watched their marriage crumble before, were surprised by how different things felt now. The air of tension that had hung over the house was gone, replaced by something warmer, something fragile, yet all it was real. One evening, Minnie found herself laughing, really laughing, for the first time in years. Jungkook had been helping her in the kitchen, attempting to knead dough but making a complete mess of it. There was flour in his hair, his cheeks, even his nose. When she giggled, he looked at her with mock offense. You are enjoying this, aren't you? She tried to stifle her laughter, but failed miserably. A little, she admitted, wiping the floor from his cheek. Their eyes met, and something passed between them. Soft, unspoken, but powerful. Jungkook's hand came up to cover hers. This this is what I have missed. He murmured, your smile, your peace. You make everything feel like home. Her heart fluttered. You are finally seeing it now, she said quietly. I am, he whispered, leaning forward until their foreheads touched. And I will never stop seeing it again. Days turned into weeks, and their relationship deepened. They still had moments of hesitation, moments where the past would resurface like a shadow. But this time, they faced it. They faced it together. Jungkook never raised his voice at her again. When he spoke, it was perfect. It was respect and tenderness. He apologized when he made mistakes, and many learned to trust again, slowly but surely. One afternoon, while they were walking in the garden, Jungkook stopped near the bench where she used to sit alone. Do you remember? He asked softly. How you used to come here and watch the stars when you couldn't sleep. She smiled faintly. I didn't think anyone noticed. I noticed everything, he said. I just pretended not to. I thought ignoring you would make it easier to hold onto my anger. But it only made me emptier. Minnie reached out, her fingers brushing his, and now he looked at her with a tenderness that made her chest tighten. Now I don't ever want to let go. You and my happiness. That that night, as the rain fell softly outside, Jungkook took Minnie's hand and led her to the same spot where they had exchanged vows years ago. A moment that had once felt forced, almost cruel. But this time it was different. He knelt again, not out of guilt, but of love. Minnie John, he said, his voice low, full of emotion. I made you a bride when I didn't deserve you. I made you cry when I should have cherished you. But now I want to make you a promise, not as an obligation, but as a man who had finally learned what love means. I promise to protect you, to listen to you, to never doubt you again. You are my heart, Minnie, my beginning and my end. Tears shimmered in her eyes as she whispered, and I promise to forgive the past, to trust the man standing before me, not the one he used to be. He pulled her into his arms, holding her as if the world might disappear. Outside, the rain continued to fall, washing away the remnants of their pain, leaving behind only the promise of something new. From that day onward, their marriage flourished. They built their life together, not on wealth, appearance, but on a small act of love, a shared cup of tea, a hand held during quiet walks, laughter echoing through the halls that had once felt empty. Hanya left their lives for good, unable to break what had finally been mended. And for the first time since that fateful wedding day, Minnie no longer felt like a replacement. She was his choice, his only choice. Jungkook often whispered to her before bed, "You were never meant to be